I'd like to welcome y'all back to another episode of Beyond the Fear podcast, a place where y'all come for motivation, inspiration, uplifting, and an overall positive message. I'm your host, DJ, and today's episode was inspired by a conversation that I was having with someone yesterday. And that conversation was just about listening with your trauma or filtering what you're hearing through your trauma. And that was something I had to learn how to stop doing. So, or your pain it doesn't have to necessarily be your trauma. It could be your pain as well. And so what I mean by that is, as y'all know, I've talked about it on here before, but in my last relationship, one of the things that, right before it got bad, one of the things that she would always complain about is, I'm inside so much. I don't go out. I see these four walls. I just need to go out for a little bit. I need to just to get out. Mind you, we were in a new city. So it was a lot of things that we could have been exploring, a lot of things we could have been doing. And so she was just so that's what she was saying. She was just saying, "Hey, I need to get out. I need to just get some fresh air." Right. And so what she was saying was exactly that. Hey, let's just go out. I don't care if it's to the grocery store. I don't care if we just ride around and sightsee. I don't care if, we could go get something quick to eat. I don't care what we do. Let's just go do something. But I'm hearing through my filtered ears. So, you know what I'm saying? So, and what I mean by that is I've been at work. At that time, I was in, and I didn't know this at the time, but I was in a bad space mentally. I was just in a dark place mentally. I just had a lot of things going on, and everything that she said was filtered through all of that. So, only thing that I heard was, even though I just got off, tired, whatever the case may be, oh, now I got to get back in the car. Now I got to drive here, and now I got to do this and I got to do that. And it just made me even more aggravated because I wasn't hearing her. I wasn't hearing what she was saying. I was just hearing how it was making me feel because I was filtering everything through my trauma and through my pain and through everything that I was going through at the time. So I wasn't really truly hearing her. And so, it was just one of them things where it was like, okay, well, my solution was, well, why don't you just get a job, because that'll help you get out the house. It'll help you, in my mind, I honestly thought that I was solving the problem. I thought that I was solving the issue. I thought that I was doing the right thing by saying, hey, you can have you some pocket money. You can, you'll be able to get out more and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Just, I'm thinking I'm finding a remedy to all of her problems. And, now that I can sit back, and I can look back at what she was asking through unfiltered ears and I can actually listen. It was just like, man, it was more about just spending time with me outside of the apartment because that's where she had been all day. So, I understand now the importance of being able to hear people when they say what it is that they're trying to say and actually hear what they're saying and not hearing your version of it or not hearing what you want to hear or just hearing what you take away from the conversation, but actually hearing what they have to say and in that moment, right? Because I know it's something that I've recognized before, but in that moment, I realized like, wow, I was really listening with filtered ears. I mean, I know there's probably a better way to put it, what I'm saying, but since I don't have a better way or I can't think of a better way, that's the way I'm going to put it, was just through filtered ears. Like I was allowing my pain or my annoyance or everything that I was going through to deafen what she was saying. So now I'm not hearing her. Now I'm not hearing what she's saying. All I'm hearing is how it's going to make me feel, what I'm going to have to do, what I'm going to have to go through to please her, or just to, just to be a good boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? So, and in that same conversation, it made me realize that I'm a great friend. I'm a terrible boyfriend because I think being uplifting, words of affirmation, all of those things are easier for me as a friend because it doesn't require my emotions. It doesn't require my feelings. I have been very guarded with my emotions. I've been very guarded with my feelings. And so that's where I feel like I fail a lot as a boyfriend because I don't know how. I'm not comfortable with sharing my emotions or giving my emotions to someone to protect, you know, or, you know, asking someone to protect my emotions or allowing someone to or trusting someone to protect and trusting someone to create enough space for me and my emotions. And so I don't really have to do that as much as a friend, but I definitely have to do that as a boyfriend. And I think that that's where it gets tricky for me is that I don't know how to do that. And so it's very hard for me to do that. It's very hard for me to accept help or accept kindness from anyone really, but it's harder when it's my girlfriend because it's like what you know what I'm saying? It's always that question of what do you want? What are you trying to get? What is this for? And so and it's just sad to say, but it's true that, when you're not used to those things, when you're not used to genuine acts of kindness, I don't know how to handle them. I don't know what to expect from them. They literally throw me for a loss because I'm kind of like taken aback. I don't know how to respond. I don't know how to take it because it's like, okay, what do you need from me? Because in my mind, there's no way that you're doing this just to do this. There's nothing that you want. There's nothing that, nothing. You just want to do this for me out of the kindness of your heart. It just in my mind does not understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's happening to someone else, I can completely understand it. Like, no, this person's just being nice. But when it's directed at me, I don't know how to take it for whatever reason. My brain just does this. It's in scramble mode, and it's like nah, just out the kindness of your heart. No, that's not a real thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and so I know that that's one of the reasons why I'm a great friend, but I am a terrible boyfriend because I don't know how to trust someone to protect my feelings or to make space for my feelings because I haven't experienced that much, and so and that's something that I'm working on is learning how to trust people with my emotions and with my feelings, and also in turn learning how to not filter what people are saying through my trauma and through my pain because I can talk to people. I can talk to people now, and it's not as hard to talk to them as it was when I was filtering everything through the pain because then like I said, all I'm hearing is what I need to do, uh, how I'm being inconvenienced or how this is going to affect me in a negative way. Whereas now I can hear people and I hear them saying what they're saying, and I can completely understand whether I agree with it or not. I can understand where they're coming from. I can understand how they got to that conclusion. I can understand why they're feeling that way. And at no point do I incorporate my feelings into it. It's just, okay, this is how this person's feeling because it may have absolutely nothing to do with me. It's just how they're feeling. So, another conversation that I was having with a different friend, she was just talking about how, you know, she just right now at this point in her life, she just doesn't have room for dating. She just, whatever little bit that she has left after work, after taking care of her kids, after, just doing everything that she needs to do on a daily basis, whatever she has left, she wants for her. And so I can give you that's a perfect example of when I was listening, if I would have listened through my filtering ears, what I would have heard was, okay, you don't want a relationship, but ain't nothing wrong with going out on a date, here and there. I'll call you or I'll text you, let's hit a movie, let's go do a movie or something whenever you're free, you don't have the kids, whatever the case may be. I'm still trying to find a way to convenience myself. I'm still trying to find a way to get what I want. But through the ears that I'm listening with now, without the filter, I'm hearing she just doesn't have time for that. She doesn't have the energy for that. Whatever energy, whatever anything that she has, she just wants to hold on to it because she wants it for her. She wants her free time, whatever free time she may get after taking care of everybody else and everything else. She just wants to put that back into herself, into building herself, into loving herself, into caring for herself, into, figuring herself out and finding herself again now that she's in this new environment, in this new phase of her life, in this new space that she's in. She's trying to figure that out. She's trying to figure herself out. And so I can hear her, and what she's actually saying, and not, oh, how do I find a way? How do I find my way into that? How do I find my way uh into her space and all of this stuff? So, it's definitely different listening to people when I'm not listening through my trauma and listening through my pain. I'm seeing I get a better understanding of what they're saying because it's not about me. Like what that was the perfect example. That's her. That's something that she's going through. It has absolutely nothing to do with me. But if I would have been listening through my filtering years, I would have found a way to make it about me. Like, oh, I'm not good enough for you. And as a matter of fact, right, as I just said, that that was something that happened with my last relationship. Before, when we first started talking, she was just getting out of a long term relationship, and then like literally maybe a month, 2 months, we started talking, and she told me, well, maybe I need some time to myself. I need some time to be by myself. Again, listening through filtered ears, I heard, oh, I don't want to be with you. You're not good enough. You're not. So that's my insecurities. That's me listening through filtered ears. That's me not hearing her, but hearing what I think she's saying, what my pain and my trauma are telling me she's saying, instead of actually hearing what she's actually saying. And so that's another great example of, she was just straight up honest. Hey, I'm just getting out of a long-term relationship. And, yes, we've started talking, but man, I wish that we hadn't, because not because you're not good enough. She didn't say this part, but I'm breaking this part down. It wasn't because I wasn't good enough. It wasn't because she wouldn't have been happy with me. It was because she felt something in her told her, hey, this ain't the right time. You really do like this person, but you're not where you need to be right now. You just gotten out of something with someone that you've been with them for so long, and you're not where you need to be mentally, emotionally. So this ain't going to work. So something was telling her early on, but because I was listening through my hurt and listening through my pain and listening through my trauma, I heard, I'm not good enough for you. Oh, you don't want me. And you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that was, that made me react in a certain way. Again, not anything physical or anything, but it just made me just lash out and just frustration and anger. And that's, you know what I'm saying? And so, and now she's feeling bad and she's like, no, I didn't mean it like that. And so, needless to say, we kept the relationship going. And now looking back on it, it's like, damn, she told me, you know what I'm saying? She honestly told me that she wasn't ready. And, she needed some space and she needed some time. And I wish that I would have been actually listening to her instead of, just filtering everything through my pain. Because, that's one thing that I'm realizing through therapy is like when we don't deal with that stuff, it goes other places. So, a lot of my pain, a lot of my trauma, a lot of my, anger, frustration, all this stuff that I just tried to keep buried deep down, a lot of it stayed buried, but some of it went other places. Now I'm seeing things through trauma filled pain filled, hurt filled eyes, and I'm listening to things through those same type of ears, so I'm seeing things through pain, I'm hearing things through pain. So and insecurities. So when you don't deal with the stuff that you need to deal with, it manifests in other ways. It manifests in the way that you view people, the way you see people, the way you hear things, the way you absorb knowledge. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff is, you start to feel, or you don't feel it because you don't know. It's once you start to heal, you start to see things clearly, because now that some of that, now maybe not all of it, because I'm not gonna say act like all of my pain is gone, but a lot of that pain and a lot of that trauma has removed itself from my ears and removed itself from my eyes. So now I can sit back and look at things that happened all those years ago or maybe months ago, and I can say, okay, I can see where I allowed the pain from this situation to affect how I saw this person, or I can see how I let my trauma from that last situation, I can see how I let it affect me with this situation. And I didn't hear this person, or I didn't see this person, or I just didn't want to see the good in this person because of the trauma, or the pain, whatever the case may be. And so, man, it's something that, that while going through therapy, I realized like how much it affects, how much not dealing with your stuff affects you in so many different ways. The way that you talk, the way that you act, the way that you react, the way that you look at things, the way you hear things, it just affects so many things that I never thought that it would. I always thought that I was a very open-minded and considerate person. And now that I'm going through my therapy and I'm healing and I'm resolving things in my life, I'm realizing that I was nowhere near as open minded as I thought I was, especially when it came to relationships. Now, I may have been more open minded as a friend, but as a boyfriend, I was nowhere near as open minded as I thought that I was. And it's just opening my eyes to a lot of things. And, if any of this sounds familiar, we got to start learning how to stop looking at the world through these filtered lenses and stop hearing the world through our pain and through our trauma, because man, it messes us up, because it, what's the word, disorientates us, because you don't know which way is up, because you're not seeing clearly, you're not hearing clearly. You're hearing what you want to hear because of your insecurities or because of your unresolved issues, and you're seeing people in different lights for those same reasons. And so someone who's genuinely there trying to help you and be a genuine friend, because of your pain and your past and your unresolved issues, you don't see that. You just see someone trying to do something for you so they can get something from you on the back end. And that may not be the case, but because of your trauma and because of everything that you've been through that you haven't resolved, you don't see acts of kindness as genuine acts of kindness. And that's where I am. I don't see genuine acts of kindness as that. I see it as, okay, what you trying to get from me? What is this going to cost me? Because there's no way that you're just doing this for me out of the kindness of your heart, and you're not going to ask for something, and you don't want something in return for it. And so, yeah, I can honestly see where my unresolved issues have messed me up a lot with friendships, and especially relationships, even more so relationships, but definitely friendships as well. It's messed me up in how I view people and how I view things and how I view uh gifts. I mean, it's to the point to where, for the longest time, really honestly, before last year, my last birthday, it felt weird getting gifts for my birthday. As crazy as that may sound, it just felt weird to get gifts for my birthday because I didn't know how to receive them. I didn't know how to just be thankful for the gift, because I'm always thinking about, okay, you getting me this, now I got to get you something, or I got to do something for you, or I got to top that. And so it was just like, it got to the point to where just receiving gifts was like, now it's like a mind game for me, because now I have to think about what I'm gonna get you, or what I'm gonna do for you. And I never took the time to truly appreciate. Now, of course, I'm gonna say thank you, but I never took the time on the inside to truly just be appreciative of the fact that someone thought about me on my birthday. I'm too busy in my head thinking about, okay, why'd you get me this? And now what do I got to do in return to make you happy? Because I don't want to hear, oh, well, I did this for you, or I got this for you, or I was there for, you know what I'm saying? I don't want these things thrown back in my face. So I'm just assuming like the worst, about a birthday gift and something that should be so simple. But because my unresolved issues, I'm turning this into something way bigger than it has to be. I'm blowing it way out of proportion because I have so many unresolved issues. So looking at something as simple as receiving a birthday gift on your birthday, now I'm doing mental gymnastics trying to figure out why. What is this for? What do you need me to do? And yeah, it was bad, and it's just something that it felt so natural and normal to me that now that I'm meeting people who just celebrate their birthday, who go on trips for their birthday, and it's just such a weird concept for me because I don't do anything for my birthday. I don't look for people to do anything for me for my birthday. I don't look for people to spend time with me on my birthday. And so now that I'm getting around more and more people and I'm opening up and I'm allowing myself to open up and be around more people, and I'm opening and I'm trying to let my guard down to let more people in, and I'm just starting to see, okay, no, like I do this, I take these trips, da 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 da, boom, boom, boom. It's just like so overwhelming for me that, people don't look at birthdays the way that I do. Because again, for me, in my world, in my bubble, that's just how, I view birthdays for a very long time. And so, or just gift giving, period. I look at Christmas the same way. I look at um Valentine's Day the same way. It's just, I'm not big on um holidays because I don't know how to handle acts of kindness. I don't know how to handle people doing nice things for me. As sad as that may sound, it's the honest truth. I don't know how to handle it. It makes me uncomfortable because I don't know how to process somebody just wanting to do something nice for me and not wanting something in return, outside of like a handful of people who showed me, hey, I'll do this, and you know what I'm saying, I don't need nothing from you. You know what I'm saying? So outside of those handful of people who've done it long enough to where I could get something from them and not think about it. But outside of them, everybody else is like, why are you doing this? What do you need from me? What do I have to do to feel comfortable receiving this? You know what I'm saying? So that's where I feel it's so crazy, but that's where I feel more comfortable. Hey, I did this. I need that. Or hey, I need this. I don't mind doing this for you. Okay, those are, as crazy as it sounds, those are more comfortable transactions for me. I need this. I need you to do this. So I got you on this. That's more of a comfortable transaction for me as opposed to you need help with that or you ain't got this right now. Boom, let me do that for you. Okay, but what's the other side of this transaction? And when there's no other side, it just makes me uncomfortable because it's like you just sitting there waiting for the other shoe to drop. You waiting for that phone call or that text message. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's crazy. Just sitting back now, as I'm recording, it's just sitting back thinking about how my mind works with certain things. It's definitely crazy, but I'm glad that I had those two conversations that I had, over the past couple of days, because it's made me, connect some dots and realize some things about myself and how I can, in goals that I can now write down, that things that I want to achieve. I want to get better with my acts of kindness, forgiving them and receiving them. So those are things, that's a goal that I definitely want to get better with. I want to get better with, not looking at the world and people through filtered lenses and not hearing situations through filtered ears. So working on doing that, because that has plagued me and I've suffered because of that so many times. Like I said, in friendships and in relationships. So it's so important for me to learn how to just listen to people and actually hear what they're saying and not hear how it's affecting me or how it's going to affect me. Just actually hearing them out, hearing what their troubles are, hearing what the issues are, where I can step up and be better as a friend or as a boyfriend, whatever the case may be, without trying to make it about me, but keeping it about them and how they feel and their pain or the thing that I may have done to them, just keeping it there and not trying to make it about how it's going to inconvenience me or put me into the equation any type of way other than things that I need to do to be a better person in their life if I want to be in their life. So yeah, it's definitely been an eye-opening conversation. Like those two conversations were very eye-opening. For sure, the one about my ex, but definitely the one with my friend, and just me being able to just genuinely hear her and not have a thought of, oh, I would try to do this, or oh, what you're really saying is this. Like, no, what she's saying is what she's saying. She just doesn't have the time right now, because the time that she does have, she wants it to be for her. And so to actually be able in real time to notice the difference between what I would have heard back then and what I'm hearing now, it was definitely cool. And then to later on have the second conversation, and then to be able to think about some of the things that my ex was saying and being able to realize why I heard what I heard or I felt what I felt at the time, is definitely showing me that I'm making progress, even though I already knew that I was making progress, but it's more progress. It's another little thing that I can celebrate. I'm big on celebrating the small things. So even just recognizing that there's an issue is something to celebrate. So it's something to celebrate. It's something to another goal to strive for, another thing to work on, another step in my journey that that I'm that I know that I'm in the process of taking, and goals that I know that I'm in the process of reaching. So it was definitely good to understand that, and to be able to put myself in their shoes for a second and really just absorb what they're saying. And I know that I can't go back and fix what happened in my past relationship, but I can definitely learn from the lesson that can help spring me forward into the next one. So I say all of that to say it's so important to work on your unresolved issues, whatever they may be, from past relationships, from childhood traumas, whatever it is. It's time to start working on those things so that way you can have a clear vision and you can see people for who they are, truly are. So you can see people for the amazing person that they may be, or you can see them for the sneaky person that they may be. I know if you're anything like me, you'll have people in your ear like, man, that's a good person, or man, stay away from them. But you don't see what they see. And it's probably because 9 times out of 10, you're seeing them through filtered lenses, and you're seeing what you want to see. You're seeing what makes you feel comfortable with having them around. And so you got to start dealing with those issues so that way you can start to clear your lenses. And so you can start to finally see clearly, and you can finally start to see people for who they truly are, whether that's that genuine person who's been trying to be a genuine friend and trying to do genuine things for you, but because of, where you've been, what you've been through, you don't see that, or you can't see that, you can't wrap your head around it because you feel like you don't deserve it, or you feel like there just aren't people out there like that. Whatever the case may be, once you start to work on your issues and you start to resolve those things, you'll start to see that there are genuine people who genuinely just want to see you happy and don't want anything from you. They just want to be a part of your life, they just want to be around, they just want to help you through everything, because they've seen you at your lowest and they want to be there to see you at your highest. And that's it. They just want to enjoy in your journey. And there are people out there like that. And I had to understand, and I had to see that there are people out there who are just genuinely good people who genuinely just want to see you be successful and want to just be a part of your journey in any way, shape, or form that they can, whether that's being a help, being a resource, being whatever, just wanting to help you. But you have to work on you to get to the point to where you can see them for who they are and you can start to appreciate them for who they are, or you see them for who they are and you start to remove them because of who they are, but you got to start doing the work first so that you can genuinely start to see people for who they are, whether for the good or for the bad, whatever it is. And you can start hearing people for the first time, genuinely hearing, not hearing how it's going to affect you or how it's going to inconvenience you, but how what you're doing is affecting them, and genuinely hearing them. And so making sure that the people around you that you care about are feeling heard. So you got to put that work in to start removing those filters and removing those lenses from your eyes and removing those filters from your ears. But man, that's today's episode, y'all. I want to thank everybody who's listening on whatever platforms y'all are listening on. Thank y'all for being there. And to everybody watching on YouTube, man, thank y'all. So please continue to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I hope that y'all have a blessed day.